Hey guys, it's me, Steven, the calculator guy, and we're going to talk about options again. I know I've done like 2, maybe even 3 videos about options before in the past, but really during bearish and crappish markets, options are some of the best options. So what we're not going to do is talk too much about Lira finance because I've done like a whole video about Lira. It's just like a traditional finance options protocol where there's physical settlement, which means if you sold a put, then you have to purchase the asset if it expires in the money. If you sold a call, you have to sell your asset if it expires in the money. Like, that's just basic options. If you know how options work, then Lira finance is a place where you'll totally recognize the mechanisms. But the options vault on things like Theta Nuts, DopeX, Friction, and Katana, those are foreign to traditional finance and stock market investors. So those are what I'm going to look at today. So I'm going to close out of Lira, even though I do love Lira. It's a fantastic protocol, and it's really easy to use if you understand traditional options, but not the focus of today's video. See when I said focus, it focused? Totally unintentional. Oh no, you're seeing the secret. Yeah, I did in fact make a calculator for these things, because of course, I wanted to know how they work, but we'll get back to the calculator in a second. First, let's start with Theta Nuts. So Theta Nuts has what we call cash settlement. So instead of physical settlement, what that basically means is if one of your options expires in the money, you're not going to end up purchasing the asset or selling your asset or anything like that with calls or puts. In fact, you're just going to lose a portion of your initial. That's what's going to happen. So in this example with the Luna at 196.97%, you can see this expires in 13 days. It has a 196.97% APY. That's pretty great. We have to knock that down to an APR though. So I come over here because I've made a calculator for this, and I know these run for 14 days, so it's compounded every 14 days. So the actual APR is around 110.81%. So I'm going to use that in my calculator. Okay, so strike price $69. If we're above that, basically what happens is we get to keep all of our UST and we get to keep our yield. Fantastic. If it goes below the strike price, what happens is we get to keep all of our yield, yay, but we lose some of our initial UST deposit to pay the difference effectively that the put buyers are rewarded. Okay, I know that sounds kind of confusing, and it kind of is, but I made a calculator for it to do the calculations for you. So we're using the put exemplifier here, and the stable is UST. We say we staked $1,000. The strike price is 69. If the expiry price is 70, well, we just gain the amazing premium, and after 14 days we have 4.22% yield. That's amazing. That's incredible on UST in 14 days. It's outstanding, right? So, however, if it goes down to $65, we're at a negative 1.9% loss, right? Because even though we gain $42, we lost $61 to effectively pay off the put purchasers. So the way calls work very similarly. Let's say we do an Ethereum call. Let's say the premium APR on Ethereum call probably not going to be as high. Okay, so it's 24.35%. Let's convert that. 24.35 looks like we're getting 21%. So not super amazing. 21%. The strike price is 3,000. Let's say we expire in the money or 14 days. Almost a 1% gain in 2 weeks. That's not bad, right? Not bad at all for Ethereum, just having your Ethereum there, especially if you're comfortable with the strike price. But let's say it does expire in the money. Let's maybe say, I don't know, 3,100. Well, now you're at a negative 2.42% loss. So, of course, do your own risk-reward analysis there. But Theta Nuts are very simple to use. Personally, I prefer the puts to the calls, but that's just me. Do your own thing, right? So, DopeX is pretty similar. However, let's go to Arbitrum. My MetaMask is slowly loading. Okay, so cool thing here is you can deposit without, I don't know, you can deposit and get a yield without risking losing your asset. So that's amazing. I mean, you're getting it in the form of the DopeX token, which, I mean, hasn't done terribly. Maybe not terribly recently, but you can see the stats. You can also do a strike price that you're comfortable with. I mean, look at this APR. Why would you do Theta Nuts when you could do DopeX for 103%, right? Now, granted, I don't remember. I've been told that DopeX does cash settlement and not physical settlement. So if I understand correctly, you would still be doing cash settlement here. So let's throw those numbers in, right? 103.1%, and technically you're also getting 15%, but we're going to ignore that for right now. Also, this is APR, not APY, so really, really good numbers there. So I go over to my calculator, throw in the 103. And so even if we are above strike, we're still getting a profit. And let's say we're under strike, let's say we're at 2,900 on that one. That's a 4% profit in 14 days, but I think these are actually open for like a month. By the way, these vaults open on the 25th if you want to put some ETH in there for next time. You can see I have some ETH on standby for when they open up in 7 days. Just making sure I'm totally ready, because I mean, I'm probably going to go with a little bit safer, more conservative, maybe 3,500, depending on how the markets look. But yeah, I mean, DopeX, I think, has some of the best yields out there. So that's DopeX. Very similar mechanism, except you can stake and get a farm APY without even depositing into particular vaults. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And it's on Arbitrum. It's L2. Supports your L2s. Okay, so as a reminder, Theta Nuts not allowed in the US. I'm not telling you to go break the law. I'm not telling you not to. I'm going to let you make your own decisions about that, because they don't stop you. So there's DopeX. Friction on the Solana chain. Another really cool option for options. Luna, 43% APY. So we'd have to convert that, of course, to APR. But the thing I like about these, this is also cash settlement, not physical settlement. But the thing that I like about these is they have analytics. So for example, we're looking at the Bitcoin calls right here. And you can see there's only been, let's see, 2 weeks out of all of these weeks that it was above strike for the calls. So you would only have had 2 weeks where you were potentially at a loss. So you can see, okay. So you're getting up 0.6%, up 0.4%, up 0.35%. Then you have a negative 0.5%. So that's a hit, right? But it's doing better than it is doing poorly. So that's what I like about this. Yes, you could get screwed and you could have invested like right here and got hit, and then, okay, good hit. That would have sucked. But also you could have just mostly have been in the green. And even in this week, I think you may have been in the green. Yeah, because of the overall APY, APR. So I'm also interested in the puts. Let's see if we go to Ethereum. I have to figure out how to get to the income. Sorry, I bugged out there for a second. If you scroll to the bottom of income, you'll see where the puts are. You click on it and click analytics. It'll bring you to this page. But you can see with the Luna puts, which have a really nice APY and APR, never once has it been below strike. Now, of course, Luna's been on a bull run, so of course puts have been kind of nice, and I think premium has been high on puts because the whole market's been sort of bearish, so it's just really been a nice kind of cyclical. But I mean, just look at these yields, right? Between 0.2% and almost 1%, and these are weekly. So I mean, just incredible yields on stables, and virtually never hitting strike price. So I think that's a pretty good option. I can't help myself every time I say option, but you can look at these. You can look at the analytics, and I think that's really important. So you have a better sort of handle on what's going on. You can sort of see which stable. So here UST, this stable we have, it looks like some sort of wrapped USDC. This one USDC, and Mango I'd be a little bit wary about, because but that's just me. Anyways, Katana, very similar. Again, what they do have is analytics. So I'm interested in the puts more than I'm interested in the calls. That's just me. Everyone has their own thing, right? So where are the puts at? Ethereum put 27%. Again, that beats Anchor. That's what I'm interested in. Bitcoin 29%, 30%. So I'm clicking on that. I'm looking, right? Okay, great. All these returns are looking good. This is good. So all of their puts have expired out of the money or have been profitable on that week. So look at the analytics, make your own risk judgments. But I just want to give you guys some options, and I feel like now you have options on your options. Hopefully you're even more informed than my previous videos. Guys, I am growing as we're growing, right? I'm growing over time, learning more about these protocols, trying to get a better, more comprehensive understanding of the actual tokenomics. And hopefully it's helpful. I know that sometimes I lose people in the over-analysis and being too technical. But I also think that I'm bringing a lot of you guys with me, and many of you are actually teaching me, so I appreciate that, right? Many of you know more than me, and if you do, please leave some stuff in the comment. Teach me, help me learn, right? Help me grow. But that's basically it. So again, Lira Finance is traditional options, but Theta Nuts, DopeX, Friction, Katana, there are a few more. But these have option vaults, primarily cash settlement. I'll post a link to my options vaults exemplifier so you guys can play around with this. The math may be a little bit different from protocol to protocol, but this is basically how they work, and so you can get a rough idea of your PL. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Seriously, it means the world to me that you would even support, a guy like me. So if you want more content, I did post about all of these options, sort of, because I give consistent strategies on my Patreon. I have like a really big sheet of all strategies that I think are pretty okay, that I update relatively regularly, and I do like little video updates. So we talked about options a while ago, and I sort of explained all of this a while ago on the Patreon, but I did want to make it public because I do think that we just benefit each other from having this knowledge in the space. So if you wanted it early, Patreon's a place to be. If you want more dynamic plays, Discord's a place to be. There's a premium Discord, there's a free Discord. Totally up to you which one you prefer. Of course, you'll have way more access to the mods and the power users in the premium sort of on hand. But, we'd love to have you either place. All links in the description. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing rest of your day. And if you know any other great options plays that I don't know about, please leave them down below. I know I didn't even mention like the top 2 protocols, but that's just because I'm still sort of figuring them out. And yes, I know I didn't mention Psi options, which Katana and I believe Friction both use. But yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.